Hey, good morning. Happy Saturday to all you guys. I just wanted to put up a video about Harry Potter. I've never opened this up. I'm going to actually go through this. Right now, I'm going through Nightmare on Elm Street, all seven. And uh, I'm on the first movie. I'm almost done, except, I'm going to start going through my collection. And I'm going to go through this, even though it's on HBO MAX and on Peacock and all that. I want to watch this one disc at a time. But what I wanted to talk about was, we can sit and complain about all the stuff that's going on with Emma Watson and Rupert Grint, and I think Daniel Radcliffe. They kind of like don't want to have nothing to do with J.K. Rowling. I forgot what's all going on there. I know it has something to do with transgender, something like that, or something. But I agree with J.K. Rowling. God made man and God made women, and there should be men's restroom and women's restroom, and that's it. That's all I'm going to say about that. I don't get into the other stuff, but I'm not going to cover that. But then the new Harry Potters that's coming out. I was at work talking to some people, and they were, you know, they're both in a different department. They're both kind of like 20 years younger than me, and we were talking about. One guy come up to me, he says, "Hey," he goes, "Did you hear about the person they're going to cast about so and so?" I said, "Yeah, I heard, man." I said, "But I don't know, man. It don't bother me." I said, "I ain't gonna watch it anyway." I said, "I don't really like where they're going with it." I said, "I might watch the first episode to see if it's, yeah, but they're going to do this and do that." And then this other girl walked up, which is his supervisor, and they're the same age, and she was asking us, we was talking about the Harry Potter. She goes, "I don't know what the big deal is." She goes, "Because," I said, she was like me. I said, "We have this. We have this right here. We have this. No one can take away this Harry Potter. No matter, even in spite of Emma Watson doing her little thing with the, I think I'd seen online where Emma Watson and uh, J.K. Rowling don't agree on that on the issue that they don't agree with. In spite of the fact that Emma Watson is the way she is, and I think that she I don't know what's going on. Do I still like Emma Watson? She is Hermione Granger. Rupert Grint is Ron Weasley. Daniel Radcliffe is still Harry Potter. No matter what they do from here on out, I'm always going to look at them as the ones that brought this to life. But the bottom line is I want to thank J.K. Rowling for making all this happen because I have not opened this up yet. I love this. A lot of people love this. Uh, I really truly think that HBO Max, if they would have done this right, I don't know for sure. I have no idea how this is going to turn out. But a lot of people, when I used to go see the Harry Potter movies, there was this woman that was from Great Britain that married one of my buddies, a country boy that lived out in a little county town, and we all met up to watch. We all met up to watch Harry Potter, and she was telling me about some of the stuff that's in the book, and I was like, "Really?" She goes, "Yeah." I said, "Oh, that's in there." She goes, "Yeah." She goes, "They can't. It would take too long to write to put that all in a movie." She goes, "So these movies would be like 3 hours long each." I said, "Really?" I said, "Yeah." She goes, "Yeah, you ought to try to read books." Never did read the books, but I love the movies, right? And that's what I kind of thought that HBO Max would have done with the series. Now a lot of people is really upset with the cast. I've seen a lot of people that's casting. I thought the three kids looked okay. Uh, uh, there was a few things in there that was questionable, but I'm like, see, here's the thing. I'm the type of person that if I think it doesn't look right, I just won't watch it. I'm like, I ain't watching that. Like Last of Us. Last of Us part, the Last of Us second season of Last of Us on HBO. I knew I wasn't going to watch that because I just didn't like where it was going. I didn't make videos about it because I wasn't going to force myself to go watch something that I wasn't going to enjoy. I knew they was going to tackle a lot of stuff that I don't get into. Two women making love and all that stuff, and a girl talking about she's going to be a dad when she's a female and all that. I don't get into that. So I didn't watch it. I didn't make my blood pressure rise up watching something I ain't gonna enjoy. And I definitely ain't gonna watch something just so I can sit there and freaking put something on my YouTube channel so I can, get more clicks and views. You see what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, folks, you still have this. I I I bought me a new TV about I think it's about 4 months old now, and I can't wait. It says it's got this HDR thing on there, so I know this bad boy's gonna look good on there. Now, have I watched the Harry Potters, man? Of course, I watch them a lot. And so anyway, to finish this up, so the girl and the guy and the guy's named Ryan, the other girl's named Keisha. I was sitting there, I was like, man, I said at the end of the day, I said they can't never take away the original Harry Potters. And the girl's like, the girl that's the supervisor in this different department, the guy that works with her, she goes, yeah. I said, I don't know what the big deal is. I said, if you don't like the new show that's coming out, I said, don't watch it. I said, because you still have these. She goes, yeah, I don't know what the big deal is. She goes, I heard about some of the, she just said, I heard about some of the stuff that goes on in there. She goes, I'm just not going to watch it. She goes, I'm just not going to be into it. I heard they did this. I heard they did that. But she said, at the end of the day, I said, you can always go back to this. And again, I've heard some of the things that Emma Watson, I know there's some YouTube videos up about Emma Watson and J.K. Rowling finally responded. I like J.K. Rowling, and I just don't understand why you got three people like, Daniel Radcliffe, Emma Watson, and Rupert Grint, who was the heroes of Harry Potter. They kind of like turned against her. Then the other cast that was more of the villains, most of them they're more grateful towards J.K. Rowling for like giving them the opportunity of a lifetime, and it just bogs my mind. But it's their life, you guys. At the end of the day, now do I not like Emma Watson or Rupert Grint or Daniel Radcliffe? No, not at all. I'm just a little baffled over the fact that they had a chance, opportunity of a lifetime, and got it, and then they, just kind of threw J.K. Rowling under the bus, which is insane to me. It's just crazy. I mean, I don't know, man, but you're entitled to your own opinion. But at the end of the day, instead of complaining, like, the reason why I'm making this video, like, I seen a video about Emma Watson, and then J.K. Rowling responded to something, and people's like, and I read all, and it was very interesting. I listened to it, but still, even when I put this in and watch it, I still see Daniel Radcliffe and Harry Potter. I still see Emma Watson as Hermione. I still see Rupert Grint for Ron Weasley. No matter what those three do from here on out, it's never going to take away the qualities of these movies. It's never going to take the quality away from these movies, and I'm always going to enjoy them. I'm always going to enjoy them. It's near and dear in my heart because my kids are all in their 30s and they kind of grew up with this series, and you will always have this to fall back on. That's why I always try to tell people, man, when you're watching something, I'm like, when you're watching something and you like it, you can't not like it. Like, for instance, the reason why I'm using this as an example is, for a while there, I had a stain on Star Wars because Mark Hamill he's always running his mouth. And I was like, damn. And what sucks is a lot of times you like these people until you find out how they really are. And then, but a lot of that could be the fact I'm like, well, maybe it's, you don't like him because you don't agree with what he's saying. Sometimes Mark Hamill just seems like a grumpy old dude or something. I'm like, what the hell happened to you, Mark Hamill? And I like Mark Hamill, and I said to myself, maybe you need to quit listening to all this stuff on, on the internet or online and stuff. At the end of the day, their job is to act. Their job is to make a quality movie, right? And I keep saying that to myself, and a lot of times I'm like, I wouldn't even play Star Wars because I'm like, man, I love Star Wars. I love New Hope, and I love Empire Strikes Back. Empire Strikes Back is my favorite one. The ones I don't hardly ever watch is The Last Jedi. Didn't care for that one. That's okay. The other three that came after that, they're okay. And then the Walt Disney ones, they're okay. But my favorite is New Hope and Empire Strikes Back. The reason why I brought that up is because at the end of the day, no matter what Disney has done to stain the Star Wars, which they have stained it pretty bad, and in spite of Mark Ruffalo, not Mark Ruffalo, but Mark Hamill running his mouth a lot on the internet. Uh, at the end of the day, man, he did a good job with New Hope, and he did a good job with uh, you know, The Empire Strikes Back. So I said to myself, I said, Vic, you got to think about, okay, it was your job to act. It was your job to make a good movie. It was his job to perform and make it to where we liked it. So I always will like New Hope and The Empire Strikes Back. The rest of them, they're okay. I can watch them. But the ones I can watch over, it's New Hope and Empire Strikes Back. I can watch them like there's no tomorrow. So I have to stop looking at the individual person, which if they was a pedophile or something like that and doing stuff to kids and stuff, yeah, that would be like, but that they, far as their opinion and what they say and stuff, I have to start realizing that that's just how people are. And so, with that being said, no matter what Emma Watson and I do back J.K. Rowling 100%. But in spite of her and Emma Watson and Daniel Radcliffe and Rupert Grint, they kind of like distance themselves from her, I guess. I will always like this set, and no matter what HBO Max tries to do, which I'm afraid they're going to do some things that I don't really care for, but I think they're going to tackle other things that I really just don't get into. So I think if they do that, then I don't have to worry about that show. Why? It's because it's me that is in charge of what I watch. And so if I don't like something, then don't watch it. Always go back to the original. In spite of what these kids that are grown now, pushing 35 now, some of them are 35, some of them 34, some of them 33. No matter what they do or say, their job was to make this movie. Their job was to give the best performance that they could do. And they did it, and we always have that. No matter what they do from here on out, I can always say, I can say if I hear something about them, I go, yeah, man, that's kind of messed up. And then I can say something like, man, she was really good, or he was really good at this, or he was really good. I can say, man, Mark Hamill saying all that. And I really loved him in The New Hope. I really loved him in The Empire Strikes Back. Oh man, Daniel Radcliffe said that. Oh wow, man, I really like him as the Harry Potter. Man, he was such a good he was a good cast for Harry Potter, man. Oh, Hermione said that. Wow, man, it's too bad she feels that way, man. But Emma Watson, man, that's crazy, man. But man, she played a good Hermione Granger, man. She really did a good job. So I have to stay like I once was. I was always that way. And when I was younger days, I go, really? They go, wow, dang. And then I'd say, I could still see my younger self going, man, that's messed up. Wow, I didn't know that. I mean, I still like the movie though, and I still like the way they performed in the movie. But wow, I did not know that. That's crazy. And that's how I was when I was younger. So I'm trying to get back to that. I think the internet has internet, YouTube. It's just so many people online say this, and so many people online. You can get caught up in all that stuff. But at the end of the day, I enjoy movies. You can never take away the performance of everybody that was involved in this. Draco Malfoy, the blonde haired badass kid that was in that was in this, man. Hell, he seems like he's more appreciative of what J.K. Rowling did for him. As far as giving him the opportunity to get that job to play Draco Malfoy, and it's just a matter of opinion, man. I think there's I can't think of some of the other people that was like kind of like villains in the Harry Potter. They're really grateful to have the opportunity to do what they did to get the role that they got in the Harry Potter. So, like I said, you got the three heroes that are kind of like distance themselves from, J.K. Rowling. Then you got the villains, that people that play more of the villains. They kind of like, oh, I appreciate the fact she gave me the opportunity to get this, to make the, to play in those in all those movies and to get the money that they got. So, I guess at the end of the day, guys, One, in closing, if Harry Potter series, I love the three kids they picked for, you know, HBO. Yes, I am going to watch the first three episodes. And yes, if I see some things in it that disturbs me, and if I see some of the cast that I don't agree with, and if I see things that they try to shoehorn in there, like checking boxes, if you catch my drift, then yes, I will dip out. Just like I did with Last of Us season 2. I dipped out. I watched the first episode of Last of Us season 2, and I watched it until the last 10 minutes, and I said, "Nah, this ain't for me." Because like the Last of Us video game, I love that game. I was late to the Last of Us video game. I'm a big Uncharted guy, and I always loved that first game. Uh, I give that. I got rid of the Last of Us Part Two. I just got rid of it. I just didn't have no use for it. Do I hate that game? No, I played that game and completed, but I just like the first game better. And I didn't watch Last of Us season 2, and I knew there was some things in it I wouldn't care for. So hey, it was my decision. Instead of getting high blood pressure and getting mad and uploading stuff on my YouTube channel so I can get more views, I didn't do that because I don't want to do that. I don't want to be that channel. So at the end of the day, you guys, you have this. You'll always have this. Always. No matter what these people do from the rest of their natural born life, you always have these. Always. You understand? So anyway, I thought I'd throw that video up, and you guys enjoy your Saturday. And like I said, I'm gonna do my YouTube channel is gonna be a slow paced YouTube channel. Some people seem like they'll sell their soul to the devil to get more views and uh, more clicks and more likes and stuff, but I just ain't me, man. I never asked for subscriptions. I never asked to hit the like bell. The like never hit, I never asked for subscribers, and I never asked to hit the like. Reason why, because I told you guys, it turns me off when I watch a YouTube channel and I go like this. I'll be watching TV like this, and I watch a YouTube channel, I go like this. I go, you had me there for a minute, but you just had to say, hit the like button and hit the subscribe button. How do you know I might want to subscribe to your channel? How do you know I want to like your video? Why don't you finish before you ask all that? And it bothers me. It's just me. So I'll never do that. Me, personally, I'm going to start closing out on my videos saying this. From now on, this is what I'm going to say in my videos. Y'all know I like to watch movies. Y'all know I like to play video games. Y'all know I like to upload stuff about stuff that's going on in the video game industry and the movie industry. And that's what this channel is all about. So, with that being said, thanks for coming by and visiting. You see what I mean? You can have a random person come to this channel and listen to this video and say, I really like that. What did they do? They came by and they visit. So thanks for watching. God bless each and every one of you, and be safe out there. And thanks for visiting. And by the way, this channel is about movies and video games and stuff in the video game industry and stuff in the movie industry. And I like to share my random thoughts about certain situations. We'll catch you later.